So for some of you that would like to do that, you can go ahead and cut this out just like we did with the light bulb so that you can get your positioning and make sure it's the size you want so that you don't have to be trying to remove a lot of white on here, and then make sure that you're, I think, cutting it out and going on the inside so that your image doesn't get any bigger. And remember, I'm dragging my pencil. And I'm just going to do enough of the ear to get it going. So now that looks strange. If you were looking at this thing, you would have a lot of questions as to whether it's really... I think I just hit my drawing. Yes, I did. But look at how different that looks. Now you can go ahead and use your powers of observation, which, again, I wish I had the time. We'd just go ahead and draw this out, but don't have that many boards either to pay attention to this. But look at this. You have this angle, this strong angle. If nothing else, you can line that up, and you can use that as a starting point for your drawing. So we have this, and then we know that this goes farther up in here. So now remember, we may want to know where some of these dark places are, but for the most part, I want to be able to start establishing the white. That's the fun part about this, and I still think it's a wonderful exercise because we're able to visualize what I keep trying to, have you end up with our graphite. We're working towards the light. This time we're starting at that other end, and just having an opportunity to realize the importance of seeing a gradation even within the light, which is something that we really need to have even in our black and white drawings. We want to be able to have a gradation so that it doesn't become flat, because even white has contour, has depth. And now you can also remove this. So don't be afraid to come in here. It's probably better to tap it off if you have values to take off. If you're looking to, let me see. I just get the lining things up, and I want to be able to make sure I'm doing that. You want to make sure that you're tapping it off as much as possible so you don't damage the texture of the board. And then also remember that you have your, naturally, one thing that I don't have is my divider. Wouldn't you know it? But your divider, you can go ahead and compare measurements, like from here to here, and see how it measures up to something else. Usually you can find something that is going to give you a comparative measurement. And this is all, again, it's not that, you always want to do this in the future, but it's a good tool to have so you can have the confidence that you're not able to find a problem within your drawing, and it helps you continually visualize the shapes and angles and the proportion. And the better you get at it, the more you're going to start picking out a lot of things yourself. And I think that's really important. Everything we do, even if some people may say, and this is where I really sincerely believe this, I'm going to look in the eye. Everything is an opportunity to learn. And for all the purists out there that want to, that's your choice what you want to do, but don't put somebody else down for the fact that they may project something, trace something, or whatever to get started. They have that opportunity then to go ahead and apply the technique, have an opportunity to continue learning so that they can do more and more and more sketching freehand, and having that opportunity to draw what they see, just by looking at the subject. And so I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I will use any opportunity to get somebody to put something on the paper. And in this case, I think it's very appropriate. So let's get back to here and get away from my mugshot here. So now we don't really have lines per se in here. We have texture. You'll see that maybe you can make a decision to use a little bit more of the surface texture to our advantage. I wouldn't want it to become too grainy because we still want that saturation in areas where nothing is that dark, even the little pits in the skin, even that texture of the skin. And we don't want to have it go solid and flat. So I really like building it up, even with what we're doing here, because we're able to take advantage of that texture and follow the rules of light, that everything gets darker when it goes to where there's less light, and everything gets brighter when it goes to where there's more light. So naturally, the in between the tooth of the paper, we don't want to have a lot of dark pits. Otherwise, it would suggest that it's just a heavy texture on there instead of suggesting that it's getting brighter even in the recesses as well. So see, now this is getting quite bright. I'm going to come over here and I know it's there. I've developed it now, and I'm going to tap it off a little bit.